to Lego Club with Surrey Libraries and another Summer Reading Challenge special. This week our theme is all about witches, wizards and magic. And we found loads of books that have got lots of magic and wizards in them. We've got this, my favourite, which is Winnie the Witch, and this book which has got an actual magic trick in it. You can take the rabbit out of the hat. There's Harry Potter, of course, and lots of other books that have got wizards and magic and dragons in them. And of course there's Lego, which has got loads of great minifigures of witches and wizards and sets of stories like Harry Potter that you may have at home. So here we've got a witch and a magician, and that's Dumbledore. There's a little wizard, we've also got Hermione there, and a little Harry Potter. But don't worry if you haven't got anything like that at home. You can use your own minifigures. In fact, we're going to use a fireman to do our magic trick. We had a bit of a play around with some different Lego pieces that we could use for our magic trick, and I'd been trying to make a minifigure disappear in this little box. All you need to do is put your minifigure into the top of the box and pop a lid on it, just like that. Maybe say a magic word, take the lid off, and of course your minifigure's gone. I'm going to show you how to make our magic trick, so let's get ready to build. This is a fairly simple little magic trick with Lego. The instructions are a bit longer than normal. You're going to need to make 2 boxes like this. Mine are identical, but they don't need to be. And just show your audience that they're simple boxes that are empty, nothing special about them, nothing inside them. You'll need 2 lids, they could be any size you want, and a minifigure. And we're going to move the minifigure by magic from this box to this box. Pop your minifigure in and put the lid on top, and then put the lid on top of the second box, and then you might want to say a magic word like Abracadabra, and your minifigure will go from here to here by magic. Open the second box and turn it upside down, give it a magic shake, and your minifigure will mysteriously appear from the empty box. Then get the first box, take the lid off, and show your audience that it's completely empty because nothing comes out. So you need to see how you make this magic trick. You start with 2 boxes, and this one we'll call number 1, and it's got a base plate on the bottom and either another base plate the same size or 2 smaller ones which you can put on top. And you'll see that I've also got this little bit which is a couple of flat bits, one on top of another, and put in the middle of your base. Then I've got different coloured layers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different layers, and the box is empty, and that just goes on top like that. Make it any colours you like. That's box 1. Box 2, slightly different. So we've got on the bottom not a base plate, but these thin bits like this, and that's because one of them will need to move, which is why you've got different ones like that. On top you can start building up your box, but it's slightly different here. This is a thin side, and that's really important for our trick. I'll show you how that's made. We'll start with the thick side, and that builds up onto the base. And there's the thin bit, and then back to the thick bits. Then you can build more pieces on top. We'll go up to this blue layer here. So here's our thin side, and that's going just there. And I'll just get these pieces in the right place. That one goes there, and we slide that one in there. and you'll see we've got along the top, it's all thick except for this thin side here. So we built 3 sides, 3 layers so far, and I'll carry on building up just as far as this blue layer. Then I've got a thin yellow piece, and there's a reason for doing that, is that we're going to have to hide a minifigure in there, and that's just the height of the minifigure from our bottom of our box. So you've got a thin yellow layer all the way round. Now we've got 2 boxes. They look the same, but there are those differences. So we've got a thin layer, we've got a thin side, and we've got a little hiding place for our minifigure. When I put him in, you put him right up against the thin side, so he's squashed up against there. Put the top yellow piece on, and when I hold him like that, can't really see him, you can know he's in there, but if you hold it at just the right angle, your audience won't be able to see it. So let's see what's happening underneath the box. We've got these 3 long pieces here, and the middle one is what we push down with your finger, and that makes the minifigure pop out. And to make this easier, you need to just prepare your minifigure by bending up one of his legs, and that's the leg that's going to just catch when I push the piece down. That leg catches on the piece and your minifigure will pop out. So we can prepare your box now for the trick, which is to make sure the minifigure's in there with his legs sticking up. Your last yellow piece will need to go on. Check the bottoms back in place. So you get the last yellow piece to go on the top, and when I hold it like that, you can't see the minifigure inside. Box 1, you'll remember, didn't have anything special other than the 2 blue bits on the bottom, which when you put your minifigure in, it's just high enough for you to be able to push it down. You might need a bit of practice here, because you'll see if it doesn't fall into place the first time, it just comes out of your box. Just practice, just clicking him in place so that when you turn it upside down, he doesn't fall out. So that's box 1, and then we're ready to do the trick. If the lid's on top, you can show them the second box. Remember to say Abracadabra, maybe a lid there, and take the lid off box 2, turn it upside down, push the special panel at the bottom there, and our minifigure pops out. Where did he come from? It's magic. You can show him that he was the same as the one we put into box 1, and you can also take the lid off box 1 and show your audience that the minifigure from there is gone. So that's our trick. If you haven't got 2 identical minifigures, don't worry too much. You could try and invent your own magic trick, which could involve Lego bricks or other pieces. We really look forward to seeing them, and we love the pictures you share. So here's some of your pictures of bears and tree houses and secret agent vehicles. Well, thank you for joining us again at Lego Club. Remember to share all your pictures of wizards, witches, and any magic tricks that you get to perform on your friends and family. We love seeing your pictures, so you can share them on the Surrey Library's Facebook and Twitter pages, and use the hashtag SurreyLibLego. You can also catch up on all the old episodes on YouTube. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.